Recently, I saw a meme for an out-of-office email that stated, "In case of emergency, dial 911." And of course, it made me chuckle. Like, I thought that was brilliant, hilarious, and whatnot. But then it really made me stop and think of, you know what? They're right. Too often when we create an out-of-office email, we say, contact this person for such and contact this person for such and such. And then generally we put, but if it's an emergency, I'm available by text or phone, whatever, right? And that allows people access to us. And more likely, they will take advantage of that because in their mind, whatever it is that they're dealing with is considered an emergency. But the reason why I love this meme that I saw was because, A, it's a perspective shift. Most of the things that we do are not actual emergencies. It feels like the world is burning, but it's not. Whatever it is not the end of the fucking world. A podcast didn't go out. A video didn't get published. The wrong marketing thing went out. Like, it's dire, but the world will continue. It will, I promise you, right? Like, there are many emergencies in the world, unfortunately, but then there are also many self-induced emergencies that, like, I don't even want to say like quadruple, 1,000 times. I don't know. Like, we just put all this bullshit in our minds. And so I like the boldness of that email. In case of emergency, dial 911. Because it's both, it's got a humor to it, but it's got truth. And moving forward, I haven't used this yet. I hadn't had the opportunity, but also, like, there's an element to it of like, ooh, should I, right? Like, we have to give ourselves permission to be that bold. But I would love to start to, as the Gandhi quote goes, be the change you wish to see in the world, right? And I want to, open people's eyes to that perspective shift, to really define what the fuck an emergency is, number one. Sorry for my passion. Number two, to not allow all that access, right, by default. Like, if you are on vacation, then you are on vacation. You don't need to be accessible. The world will keep turning. And the people that are there, they'll have to deal with it. Just point blank. And so that's my sort of rallying cry to both myself, if I'm being honest, but also to anyone listening, aka you, that let's do this. Let's start to shift the patterns, right? There's this thinker named Marshall McLuhan. He was a Canadian, and he had this idea called the medium is the message. And what it essentially means is the way something is constructed forces different behavior. And it was as simple as the difference of a doorknob. If it's a handle versus a circular, round doorknob, that'll change the behavior of people. Phones. We've literally, by going from, old flip phones to, let's say, the BlackBerry, right, which had the keypad, to now smartphones that are just all touchscreens, we've changed the behavior of people. And in this way, if we kind of make that stance and proclamation, we can change the behavior of other people. Now, maybe it's not a permanent thing, maybe that's an overall sweeping thing, but at the very least, it changes their behavior with us. And that is paramount, ultimately. Now, there are more friendlier ways to do this without being so blunt of, in case of emergency, dial 911, because there's like, part of why I love it is that there's this like shithead, fuck you attitude, but again, it's really honest, right? But it does create that shift, that it indicates a line in the sand of this is my boundary, and no, like, I'm not available to you, I will say part of how, like, again, I haven't used this technique, but for the most part, getting in advance of things, like when I know I'm going on vacation, or more oftentimes I'm actually like leaving to go do more work, like filming a movie or, recently going to Odyssey or something like that. And like I let people know, like I will not be able to respond. I will be unavailable. And I prime them ahead of time. In a month in advance, send a reminder of like, hey, just so you know, I'll be out. You know, if we need to do pre-tapes, whatever, if I need to find a fill-in, like let me know. We can figure all this out. But once I'm gone, I'm not available to you, right? So I think that's a friendlier way to also get people into it rather than just like, you know, all right, deuces, I'm out. Like I try to really be proactive. So that way the rug is not pulled out from underneath people and they can feel good about it. And that way, you know, if they ever got an email from me, that's an automatic response of like, in case of emergency, dial 911. It's like, hey, you know what? I tried to warn you. I did what I could. And that has been working for me. So I will say like that's a kinder entry point into all of this. That regardless of, you know, if I adopt this, it will still be part of my overall system to make sure in the lead up time that people are taken care of rather than just, you know, deuces, I'm out sort of a thing. But let me know. I'd be curious to know from your perspective, like, what is an out of office email you wish you could write? But more importantly, like, what are some strategies that have worked for you, and whatnot? And, you know, by doing that, I think we can, open up the dialogue, but also help each other out through the comments section. Like, that's what I love, is just introducing these ideas and then letting them take shape and take life beyond just this episode. So go ahead and do that. And thank you as always for taking the time to tune in. I truly do appreciate you. If you haven't yet subscribed, I would encourage you to do so. That way you get all the various lessons and episodes that I do right when I put them out. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time.